My great-grandparents came on the Mormon Trail.
Your great or great-grandparents?
My great.
Wow. That's soon, huh? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it seems funny, doesn't it?
Did you ever meet them? Oh, bummer.
My family's all died of heart, and died young of heart. So...
Good old heart.
Yeah. But it was interesting because they were coming down Emigration Canyon, and I guess that my great-grandpa was quite in with Brigham Young.
Wow.
And so as they were coming down the canyon, they could pick a piece of property they wanted. The upper-uppies, you know, pick their piece of property. And so my parents did, and as a matter of fact, we lived one winter in downtown Salt Lake on East South Temple, and then my daddy and my mother's younger brother, they called him Bunny, but his name was Ralph.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah, maybe somebody couldn't pronounce Buddy, because he was the youngest baby, you know? But they put in just the kitchen during that winter. Great big kitchen, bigger than this room. And so what happened was we all slept in that kitchen with the old iron stove, which, oh man, you could really cook good on an iron stove. Real good. And we had an old two-holer in the backyard.
What is it?
No.
I don't even know what that is.
That's funny. Well, I'll just say you sat on this little pot thing and you looked out the window at the moon.
So it was just family passed down property.
Yeah, the one in Emigration, yeah.
And it's still there, you say?
Yeah.
Well, they've got Grandpa's name and Roy's name, you know, big old plaque on the wall.
Well, if you go up Emigration and you see my folks' old home, and here's Ashley's. I don't know if it's called Ashley's now, but there's a monument right there. And when it was Centennial, when it was 100 years, 1947, they came down through photographing things, and they took a picture of my brother standing by this marker, nice marker, it's tall, saying this is where the pioneers first stopped.
When Brigham Young pretty much gave land, who owned that land? Was it the Indians or just nobody? Or
yeah, probably nobody.
I don't think there was anybody because it was too much of a desert. See, they laid out the rivers, they laid out the property. That's why people say to me still, boy, Salt Lake's so easy to get around compared to most places.
Yeah.
And see, San Diego's the same way because it was started by the Mormons.
Yeah, I saw that in the museum yesterday. The actual first grid. It wasn't Brigham Young that wrote it, but one of his people that he was working with. And literally, it's just squares and grids, and that's how they planned the city. Yeah,
kind of interesting. I know that Brigham Young sent Ira Hinckley, my great-grandpa, down to establish Cove Fort.
Cove Fort?
And I've taken all the kids down there. They've all seen Cove Fort 2 or 3 times. But it has pictures of the families. And I've always laughed because I kind of thought the women looked like horse faces. They just weren't that pretty then.
Oh, that's too bad.
They worked so hard. Can you imagine coming across the plains with little kids and diseases with nothing to stop them? Having miscarriages. Can you imagine how it must have been?
Oh, yeah. You know? And there was quite a few from what I understand, and a lot of them passed away.
Oh, yeah, they did. They lost a lot of people. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they lost a lot of people.
Do you know how old... So it's Ira Hinckley?
IRA.
Do you know how old he was during the trip? But he wasn't a kid or anything.
No, he was an adult.
Okay.
He was an adult, and he was, I guess, kind of chummy with all the other Mormons, because he was evidently thought a lot of.
Really?
And especially for Brigham Young to send him down there. And he wanted him to build a fort to fight the Indians.
Okay.
But to my knowledge, now we've been told, and I don't know if it's even in the records, that he had 4 wives, and one of them was an Indian.
Oh, really?
I don't know how true that is.
I wonder if he met her at This Cove
Probably,
Fort.
Probably. It's really an interesting place to go see.
So he came with Brigham Young originally through to Salt Lake, and then later on, Brigham Young said, "I'd like you to go to Cove Fort."
Yeah, and open a fort.
Wow. Oh, he was probably really well.
I guess so.
Well appreciated.
Well, they're a really nice family, all of them. We always went to church as kids. We always went to church. In fact, I went to church even after I was married to Grandpa.
Oh, you did, even though he wasn't LDS.
Yeah, he was LDS.
Oh, he was?
But not strong LDS, not like I was.
Did he go to church with you, or was it more your thing?
Nope, I went with the kids.
Huh. And
I was a den mother all the time. And a room mother all the time.
So are all your kids baptized?
Uh-huh.
Do you feel like being LDS really structured your life in a way that...
Oh, yeah, and I think you learn good values. You make mistakes. My word, everybody makes mistakes. Yeah. But you learn good values, and you learn to learn from those values. Every mistake is teaching you, if you got a brain in your head. It's teaching you if you've got a brain in your head.
Huh. So you're lucky you came from that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, lovely family.